Hello and welcome to Dave's Bucket. I am your host, Dave. And if you did not view episode 1 of this amazing bucket list trip to Vietnam, Cambodia, with stopovers in Istanbul in both directions, please go do that. In episode 1, I flew from Knoxville, Tennessee through DC over to Istanbul, and please check that out. But here in episode 2, I am going to show you a little tour of Istanbul called Tour Istanbul, which is a free service offered by Turkish Airlines. It's a really great service, and I think you will enjoy it. And if you do, please like, subscribe, thumbs up, all that good stuff. And with that, we will get into it right after the intro. Thanks for visiting. All right, so I am waiting on my tour, and it's a pretty nice service they offer. If you have a long layover, you can get a hotel or a tour, depending on your layover time and what class of service you're in and all that good stuff. But any passenger can get a tour as long as your layover is long enough. So you have to enter the country, just no problem. Although I had fast track because of business class boarding card. It was a fairly long line, but didn't look horrible for the regular folk. But when you come out here into the arrivals hall, which is where I am now, you come through immigration, come through customs, and as soon as you get outside in the arrivals hall, you hang a right, and all the way down the end, you'll see right here, see these red banners? That is the Turkish Airlines hotel desk, and the one all the way over on this side is the Tour Istanbul. So super easy. I just gave him my boarding card, just gave him my badge, told me to come back in 20 minutes, and pretty good. So my tour is going to take me to all kinds of cool places. And unfortunately, I didn't bring my glasses. Can you believe that? Column of Constantine, Nuruosmaniye Mosque, Grand Bazaar, Tomb of Mahmud II, the Hippodrome, Egyptian Obelisk, Serpentine Column, Walled Obelisk, Blue Mosque, Hagia Sophia Mosque, and then dinner. Drop us off back here at the airport at 9:30. My flight's not till 2 in the morning, so no big deal. So that's how that works. So if you fly in and come straight down here, it's pretty straightforward because you just, you go to international arrivals and go through immigration and all that good stuff. But if you do what I did, which is I went through the transfer area and I went to the lounge for several hours, then you have to find where you're going. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's not easy, and people aren't super helpful with it. But I eventually found it. So, to get from the lounge to the desk and figure out where I was going, it took me 30 minutes. And when I come back here in 2 weeks, I'm going to be doing the same thing, although I won't have as much time. So I asked the guy, did I come to the right place? Because he let me through like this door. And he says, well, you really are supposed to go straight into the country. I'm like, well, I'd be 8 hours early. I can't do that. So anyway, yeah, it wasn't easy. Signage isn't too good, but I had to unpack my first dose of patience. But now I'm here. So don't know how much footage I'll get from the bus, but assuming we stop at least for a few minutes at all these places, I can get some money shots, hopefully. All right, get ready to get on the bus here shortly. All right, we have made our first stop on the tour. This is called the Blue Mosque. And he said the answer to why it's called the Blue Mosque will be contained inside. Now, I do not know if I will have to shut it down. By the way, from further away, it's huge. And as suspected, can't really get much footage from the bus. The bus is packed, and the guide talks. He's very informative. But we took the bus from the airport. It was about 45 minutes. And then we passed through what's called the new part of the city. And now we're in the old part of the city, which is where most of the attractions are. And he's going to walk us around from here, but this is our first stop at the Blue Mosque. So we passed over the bridge over the Bosphorus. It's the name of the body of water. And it was quite scenic, but again, couldn't take any video out of the bus, and it's cloudy. We've got a bunch of cats everywhere. They're well known for cats. So let's see if we are allowed to film in here or not. I know we can't wear shorts. Don't see any other rules. Clothing. Is it okay to take pictures? Thank you. So the bad news is there's cats everywhere. The good news is there are, according to the guide, 0 rodents in Istanbul because there's so many cats. Which is kind of cool. And here is the entrance. Shoes off? Do I carry them? Can I? Thank you. All right. So I was so close you couldn't really see how big it was from the outside, but now look at this. Wow. This is beautiful. So there's definitely plenty of blue in the ceiling. I guess that is the answer to his trivia question. Well, the video doesn't do it justice, but it is beautiful. Hopefully I'll be able to get a good view when I go out the back side to the courtyard, if I can get a little further away than I was. All right, this is the Hippodrome Square. Goes pretty far down there, and then it contains a series of towers. That one is called the Obelisk of Theodosius. And then you can see that one down there. And then in a minute, you're going to see a little one because it came down. You can see that little one right there. And they're still looking for the things that were on it. And you can maybe see some holes in this one. Reason being, they were filled with gold. And it got looted, and they left a lot of holes when they did that. So this is the Hippodrome Square. This is one of the main areas of Istanbul. And the actual Hippodrome Coliseum is 5 layers of granite below us. And they've turned it into Hippodrome Square. And then you can see the minarets from the blue mosque that we just came from. Maybe you can actually see the dome through the trees there, but I found the answer to how old it is, 1600. Now, this particular obelisk is 3,000 years old. So the old part of the city was called Constantinople, and it's quite old. Lots of history here. It's changed hands and been conquered many, many times. So this is Hippodrome Square. All right, so on the far end of the square is this German fountain, which was given to Turkey by the Germans. And then over there, it's pretty close, but in the video, it doesn't look close, but this is called the Hagia Sophia Mosque. And the guide described it as the most important building in all of Istanbul. It has quite a history. The dome there was built as an Orthodox church in the year 538. And then it was later converted to a mosque. Then it was converted to a museum. And now it's been converted back to a mosque. So people on the first floor, the only people that can go on the first floor are Turkish Muslims. Second floor, any Muslims can go. The third floor, Christians can go. So it's quite interesting. And now we are headed to another of the main attractions, which is called the Grand Bazaar. I read about it, and I can't remember exactly how many stores are in here, but I think it's like, I want to say it's like 4,000. Crazy. So we're going to go check that out. That's our next stop. So I will pop back on then, and then I think the tour is finished, and we go to a free dinner, courtesy of Turkish Airlines. So this is the road going to the Grand Bazaar. See lots of shops and things like that. Very cool. Very, very cool. All right, Grand Bazaar, next stop. Pretty interesting walk up to the bazaar. I had to shut it off because it was too treacherous. I was afraid I was going to get hit by a car or step off a step or something like that. I don't know what that mosque or that mosque are called, but They're all quite beautiful. And then you can see one also in the distance there. Yet another one. So the history of this place is just amazing. This guide, he's a young guy too, very knowledgeable, very, very knowledgeable. I learned a lot in a very short period of time. So glad I did it. Super tired from not enough sleep earlier. And I still have to make it till 2 o'clock in the morning for the flight. But anyway, I'm glad I got to see this. I would like to see other parts of Turkey for sure, but at least I'm getting to see Istanbul. And then some of the sites I missed on this trip, I'll get on the way back, as long as the flights operate as planned. Next stop, Grand Bazaar. All right, we're at the Grand Bazaar. Oh no, there's a security checkpoint. It's okay. The phone set the metal detector off, but he said, go ahead and go anyway. What good is it, right? There is baklava everywhere on these streets, but now we're in the bazaar. I thought I read that there's 4,000 shops in here. He said 2,000, the tour guide did, so still a lot. And have 1 hour, and that includes walking back, so don't want to get lost with this jewelry. You get the idea. I'm sure it all looks the same. So there's expensive gold, cheap trinkets, and everything in between. And tons of baklava. Wow. There's people everywhere. It closes in 30 minutes. That's what's interesting is it's like, it's still hopping and it's getting ready to close. I don't know how they would get all these people out of here in 30 minutes, even if they started now. This is gold. This reminds me of the gold souk in Dubai. Some of these shops. Not planning to buy anything. Those kebabs looked really good, but since we're going to dinner after this, I guess that doesn't make any sense. I also love Turkish ice cream. I never knew they were famous for their ice cream, but I used to have a Turkish ice cream shop in the lobby of my hotel in Dubai that I stayed at for many years. And I'm here to tell you, I don't think there's better ice cream anywhere. Oh, there's somebody already starting to close up. How about that? Wow. So it all looks the same. You could walk through here in no time and just get an idea, which is what I'm doing. Where you could spend hours and hours and hours in this place because they have everything. They have spices. It's cool, man. It goes on and on and on forever and ever and ever. I don't think he told me how long it's been here, but I think I read it's been here a long time. Obviously, it's been renovated. It's pretty darn nice, actually. And of course, the cats are here. They're everywhere. And you would think they would be a nuisance, but they're actually revered here. So, go all the way down there. It's super cool, super cool. All right, you get the idea. Grand Bazaar, Istanbul. All right, so I am back from the tour, and I'm back in the lounge. It's time to wrap a bow around my 18-hour layover here in the lounge and the free tour. It's called Tour Istanbul. Um, Tour was good, really good. Long drive, and a few of the sites we just kind of drove by and he pointed them out and things like that. But once we stopped the bus and actually started walking around for, I don't know, 3 hours, we saw a lot. He was real knowledgeable. Really saw one of the two main areas in Istanbul, and then the other main area I'm going to catch on the other tour on the way back if everything works out. So it's good, good. Saw all kinds of cool stuff. The city was jumping pretty good. Real pretty after dark, all the lights. And we went to dinner, and it wasn't very good. But anyway, when you buy your ticket on Turkish Airlines, you can just go ahead and book it. It'll tell you which ones you're eligible for and all that good stuff based on your itinerary, and just book it. Works great. So Tour Istanbul gets a thumbs up. Don't do it for the dinner. Do it for the do it for the sightseeing. But so anyway, back here in the lounge, and off and on spent 18 hours in here, and 2 showers, multiple meals, chair naps, stuff like that. This place is huge. It's swanky. There's about, I don't know, 12 food and drink stations. It's not any really great place to sleep. I was a little bent out of shape. They wouldn't give me one of those sleeping rooms, but they save them for people with short layovers. Somebody like me with a long layover is supposed to go to the hotel at their expense. So then I would have missed the tour. So anyway, also hard to charge up around here. And then the one thing that's really weird about this lounge is they've got 10 different kinds of juice. They've got all kinds of fancy teas and coffee, and I mean it's pretty cool. They don't have any soft drinks whatsoever. They have no liquor or a bar. They have a couple carts with wine, and then they have some beer in the, not every case, but a couple of the cases have beer. Didn't seem like it was real cold either, to be honest. So not much emphasis on drinks. I couldn't even get a Diet Coke here. It's weird, but anyway, between the lockers and the showers and the food, it's great. I could have never made it through this layover without this lounge. Flight appears to be on time. I hate to jinx myself, but I'll be headed down to the gate here shortly. And I had learned of some operational issues this time of the evening, especially with Turkish Airlines, and fortunately my flight is on time